So we start session is by Sachin and he's going to have a chain agnostic session, and today his session title is Chain Agnostic Data APIs for Web3 Space. So I hope all of you, like those who are here, they enjoy the session.
GM folks, thanks for being here. Top of the morning to everybody. So I'm Sachin, I'm a product manager at Phyllo. We are a startup based in Bangalore and we develop APIs for the creator economy. Accompanying me is Tanish, who's another product manager at Phyllo. So today we are here to give you a very small talk about our Web3 related data APIs. So getting data has been one of the difficult things in Web3 space because the data is completely fragmented everywhere. So we are trying to get a collection of APIs which is going to help you get data from the Web3 space in a much faster and much easier fashion, right? So let's get on with the slides. Okay, so if you are building anything in the space which comprises or is tasked with like DAO tools, or it could be portfolio trackers, on-chain credit scoring, and contribution trackers, and so on and so forth. So if you're building anything in the space where you need data from the Web3 chains and other places, then this product might be the one you're looking for. But why are we here? Next slide. But why are we here at this moment? What problem are we exactly trying to solve? That is something which is controversial, I'd say, but let's get down to it. So first of all, getting on-chain data is hard, and this is something we've all know and we've all faced it. But what about the off-chain data? First of all, why do we even talk about off-chain data? Though it's Web3 and we like to be on-chain, there are a lot of companies which operate in the Web3 space but don't exactly operate like a Web3 medium. So they have centralized databases and they have traditional APIs. So that is why there is a lot of off-chain data which we need to pull as well. Okay, on-chain, off-chain. Then what about finding the devs who's going to help us pull these data? That's been really hard and I don't have to explain that to you. But okay, now the devs and on-chain, off-chain is done. What about scaling the data? Like if you want to scale your app over different chains, that's going to be extremely hard because you have a dev who is now focused on, let's say, Solidity or Rust. But what if you want to scale it? That becomes really harder. So that's why we are bringing you remnant APIs, which is going to help you get data from all the places in the Web3 space. So I'm just going to hand the mic to Tanish, who's going to talk a little bit more about the space and hopefully get you across.
Yeah, so how do you get data right now from anywhere on chain, off chain? It's tough, right? Yeah, so getting data on chain, off chain, anything is tough, right? Basically, Web3 is still very nascent. You will have to build nodes or whatever. So how do you get data which is on chain? If you are building on Ethereum, you will need to host Ethereum nodes. If you are building on Solana, you will need to host Solana nodes. You build an indexer. You basically map all the data which is on chain. You scrape the data. You store it on a centralized database, and then maybe when someone queries, you can show the data. So you need to build RPC nodes. You need to have indexing. You will be having a long go-to-market time, right? So if you are building a DApp, if you are building a marketplace, you can't spend 6 months building the indexer, building an API, building your data scraping machine, and then you build your product. So this is for on-chain data, right? And very similar for off-chain data. As Sachin said, where you need an off-chain database. I still assume most of the Web3 is Web 2.5, where it lies in both Web 2 and Web3. So assume OpenSea, right? So OpenSea is an NFT marketplace which needs to be Web3, but still it is hosted on AWS, so it's a Web2 platform. So now how do you get data from OpenSea? OpenSea has its own APIs, normal Web2 APIs. You will have to ask them for a API key, you will integrate on your app and do the similar stuff. So you will have to deal with your permissions, you will have to apply for the API key, they will get back to you after 14 days and all that. You will have to maintain it constantly. They might be having API updates or whatever. You will have to change your data structure. And then you will have to do multiple integrations. So there are like 10 NFT marketplaces. You will have to integrate with each one of them. There will be DAO coding platforms, Snapshot, Discord, Twitter, whatever. So right now what we do at Phyllo are we are basically in pipeline between Web2 and Web3 sources, and we are giving the data to developers. So on the left, if you see, you will see multiple blockchain networks like Solana, Ethereum, Polygon, multiple NFT marketplaces like OpenSea, Red Bull. You will see Web2 platforms like Twitter, Discord, Uniswap, Snapshot. Now you might have heard about Snapshot. It's a voting governance tool. It's meant to be used for Web3, but the data is still in Web2 in centralized databases. You will have ODS, which is a DApp, so you will find that data as well, but it's not on chain again. So what we are doing at Phyllo is we are basically building a API layer around these all platforms, creating a single API so that you can just integrate with Phyllo and you will have access to all the platforms listed in left. I'll just take you to it. Sachin, do you want to?
Alright, so we have explored the problem space, we've understood the sentiment there, that's hard. It is hard getting data, and I don't have to explain this to the devs out here because they are the ones who will be teaching us. So, what is the solution? So you may ask, if you don't have a creative solution, then what are you going to do here? But anyways, we have 4 different APIs which we are trying to build, and that's going to help you instead of connecting with tons of platforms, dApps, and other APIs as well. So first, let's go with the NFT API. So the NFT API is a collection of all the data which encompasses an NFT. So we can pull the NFTs on-chain data from the chains directly, like the collection, the attributes, the name, and everything. But what about the transaction data? That is available with the marketplaces. And marketplaces, there are tons of marketplaces as well. So we'll be having a collection of all the data of an NFT under one single API. So you don't have to fetch data from different places. So that is something with the NFT APIs. Secondly, and I feel like this is one of the biggest APIs which we've been working on, so that is the DAO APIs. So when you talk about a DAO, it's very hard to even understand what a DAO is because there is no framework for a DAO. Is there one software for a DAO? No. DAOs exist as a community, and a community with special powers and people working together to build more stuff. So traditionally, DAOs now exist on Discord, but if you pull the plug on Discord, they can still work on Telegram and other stuff. So DAOs essentially are spread amongst the Web2 space and the Web3 space, essentially the Web 2.5 space. So we are trying to build an indexer which is going to help you get all the DAOs data. So if you want to know about a DAO's infrastructure, we are pulling data from the Web2 sources like Discord, Discourse, Circle, whatnot. And if you're going to understand the proposals or the governance which is happening in a DAO, we'll be pulling the data from Snapshot, Coordinate, and all the dApps out there. So essentially, we are trying to get all the data which is available. But there is another thing which is really hard to pull and which we are trying to work on. This might sound interesting to you. So for a DAO, each and every DAO, they usually have, let's say, a token or an NFT which they endorse. Like if I'm part of BAYC, they endorse the BAYC collection. And if you have a BAYC and then you verify it on Discord, that's when you get into the server, right? At least the membership server. So each and every DAO has a token or a NFT endorsed. And we are trying to figure that out through the entry-gating applications out there, such as Collabland or Metrica. So we are working with them directly, trying to build an indexer which is going to allow you to understand which DAO endorses which token or an NFT. So that is something which we've been working really hard on, and with that technology or that data out there, I think it's going to be really interesting what creative the apps can pop up. So thirdly, we have our DeFi reputation APIs. This is a no-brainer and it's pretty straightforward. There are tons of centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges. So you need a data aggregator here playing the role of collecting all the data of all the tokens available in the space. So you can easily work and build your DeFi applications without much hurdles. Oh, finally, we have our Web3 participation. So a person, when he wades through the Web3 space, is bound to leave a lot of data, right? So sometimes you can understand it's an NFT data or a DAO related data or it could be DeFi data. But sometimes it is not. Sometimes it's just a collection of the other data which encompasses a person's existence on the Web3 space. Me having a wallet, collecting NFTs, collecting POAPs, that is an existence for me. Also, it could be the work or the contributions which I make to other DAOs or other dApps as well. So all those data about a person comes under the Web3 participation APIs. So these are the 4 APIs which we have currently, and we'll be working with the devs and understanding the space a bit more so we can explore and build more APIs. Okay, a quick run through for anybody who's looking to integrate with Phyllo for their apps. So that would be your app where we'll have a prompt of connecting with the API. So once anybody or the user is going to click on that API, the prompt, they'll then lead to the first page where they'll be able to select the platform which they want to connect to. It could be Discord, it could be Instagram, it could be Twitter, OpenSea, for anything. So you can access this list of apps from Phyllo and you can keep the selected ones which you like. After that, they'll be prompted to select a wallet to integrate with. So essentially, Phyllo is also building a wallet integrator. So you don't have to connect different or build with different wallets beforehand because it's already done for you. Finally, the user's account gets connected and instantly the developer has the data which he needs from the platform which is needed. Okay, we have a very small demo for you guys, so we'd love to show that. Perfect.
Yeah, so here we have shown on what, so he spoke about the products and all. So here we have shown what we can build through Phyllo. So let's assume this is a platform where people can come, they can basically, it's a portfolio tracker kind of a data. So we have a wallet there. So basically a user comes, connects the wallets, he gives permission, they basically connect, and you will be shown a dashboard. Now let's just dive into any one of the users. Yeah, perfect. So here you will see various data attributes all fetched by Phyllo. You will see wallet address which was fetched through your wallet integrations. You will see connected accounts which are basically Web2 accounts. So you can see you can connect to Twitter data. You might have seen OpenSea verifying Twitter accounts, right? Because they do not want to they do not want to create spam profiles or whatever. You can see multiple NFTs which a developer has. If you click on any one of the NFTs, you will see all the data on the NFTs, which is like description, metadata, which are the attributes, what was the sale price, market price, when was it sold, when was it bought, at what price was it bought. You will also see the marketplaces which they were sold at and all that kind of data. So this data lies both on-chain and off-chain. If you scroll down, you will see DeFi API or the DeFi attributes which you can fetch. It will fetch all your assets. It will fetch your network, it will fetch all the transaction details have you made. If you go to apps there, you will see basically all the DeFi apps you'll be connected to. All these are DeFi protocols. You might have borrowed from a protocol, you might have lended to a protocol, you might have staked on a protocol, you will get all the data here. If you go to history, you will see the transaction details. Any kind of transaction details, it is chain agnostic, doesn't matter, Ethereum, Solana, whatever. You will see all the data here, you will see transaction maxes, what assets was transferred to whom, was it transferred and all that. You can also get deeper, get the gas price, when, why, all kind of data is possible through Phyllo APIs. If you scroll above once more, you will see the DAO APIs. So we spoke about the DAO participation and reputation rate. So you will see all the DAOs a member has been part of. If you click onto any one of them, you will see what contributions they have made, so what snapshot votes they have done, what roles do they have in a DAO, what co-ops have they got. Basically helps you to find all the data around what contribution have you been making on a DAO. Very helpful because DAO is a Discord server with a bank account. You cannot really differentiate on who is contributing and who is not contributing. So APIs like this are very helpful. Perfect. Now can we just shift the slide once more? Alright. So Phyllo started 1.5 years back. We started with Web2 integrations. So right now if you see social media platforms, we have listed 4, but we have integrations over 19 social media platforms. Now we are building out coverage over NFT marketplaces as well as cloud coding platforms. So we'll be integrating with multiple NFT marketplaces to get off-chain data like sale price, history, is it listed on that marketplace or not. All this data is off-chain by the way, so you can't get it from the Ethereum blockchain or whatever. After that, we plan to integrate cloud coding platforms. So we have Collabland where you can get governance details, you will have POPs, you will have Discords where you can check what proposals have been updated, and you will have snapshots. Then we will be integrating DeFi protocols, blockchain networks, and finally Web3 dApps. So Mirror.xyz, you might be knowing it's a Web3 version of Slack, it's a Web3 version of basically Medium. Layer 3, you can find contributions of where freelancers are contributing, they are participating on boundaries and all that. It basically all this data will help you to get a contribution map of a user, how active the person is in Web3, what contributions have been made, and that's why you can basically hire good force, you can find who is contributing, you can do airdrops and all. So here are the use cases. Let's deep dive into the first one, DeFi and NFTs. So we know everything, we all know about the traditional credit scoring platform. We will see if you are repaying your loan back, if you are maintaining the bank balances and all that. For on-chain, you will need to have such kind of data to build a credit scoring system. You can check if the NFT is fake or real. You can build zero knowledge proof verifications to our APIs. We have all the data. For identity and reputation, so identity is a problem on Web3, right? You need social KYC. You might have seen marketplaces doing that. They will ask you to connect your Twitter account to verify it's you, and after that you can start using your marketplace. So it's social KYC, airdrop eligibility. You might have seen you need a certain kind of role to be eligible for an airdrop. How do you verify if you have that role or not? You use our Discord API, Snapshot APIs, whatever, to basically build a portal on that. There are all kind of reputation details on, again I said, what kind of reputation do you have in Web3, what contributions have you made. For DAOs and DAO coding platforms, we are seeing very multiple use cases around members' contribution. So like Super Tinker, for example, there are like 3,000 members, everyone is doing something. But how do you find who is doing what? You basically need a data aggregator where you have a list or have a attribute sheet of alright, this person has made so many contributions. So these are the various use cases. Also, you can experiment, you can brainstorm, you can figure out more. Again, recapping, so we are a Web2 and Web3 aggregator. So Web2, we have identity APIs, engagement APIs, audience APIs, income APIs, basically getting all kind of Web2 data from social media platforms, from platforms like blogging platforms like Medium, Substack. We have basically 19 integrations there. You can deep dive into our website to get more. For Web3 replication, we showed you we have NFT APIs, DAO APIs, DeFi APIs, as well as dApps. So that's all. Right now, as we said, we are a 1.5 years old company. We already have multiple customers live. We are using for multiple use cases. Beacons, you might have heard about, it's a LinkedIn bio platform. They use us to basically get the social media data of their users. Creator Code is an influencer marketing platform. They basically verify influencers' reputation through our APIs. And yeah, you can basically scan our QR code to get more details. Are added our Twitter account as well. And also, yeah, we are here just now speaking to us.